sport utility vehicles. Vehicles that have been christened to be the toughest of them all. Vehicles that are brawny, beefy, purpose-built and rugged. Vehicles that weren't necessarily the prettiest or the most luxurious, but could take a beating and run just fine. But that was when Silicon Valley giants of today were startups. SUVs today have come a long way from getting luxurious to pretty, and now they're electrified. Welcome to Turbocharged. My name is Glenn and this is the Jaguar I-PACE SUV. A luxury SUV. An electric luxury SUV. Now mind you, this might look like a big, bulky SUV, but don't let the looks deceive you. The whole idea of Mr. Ian Callum, Jaguar's in-house designer, was to create a sports car on steroids. And the I-PACE is just that.
If you know your Jags well, they have a reminiscent body type, a long bonnet to house those massive supercharged engines, and a stubby but pretty looking tail. Unlike its petrol-powered siblings, the I-PACE is different. The elimination of an engine has resulted in a shorter hood that sports a scoop channeling air directly onto the roof from the grille for better aerodynamics. The LED headlamps flanking the wide but subtle grille do look quite nice and add a sense of aggression to the overall design of the vehicle. Jaguar have gone in for a blend of flowing and sharp lines when it comes to the design scheme. The wide haunches of the I-PACE give it the SUV-like stance. Its overall dimensions are a tad bit smaller than that of its petrol-powered sibling, the F-PACE, but the elimination of an engine makes way for a longer wheelbase.
The long tapering roofline of the I-PACE give it quite the coupe-like design. Talking about the tail, the sharp lines paired with the Jaguar LED tail lamps that are reminiscent to the F-PACE ensure to remind you, this still is a Jaguar. The interesting part about the tail is this rear window. The addition of this rear spoiler along with the steep rake eliminate the need for a rear windscreen wiper. Interesting, isn't it?
Coming to the powertrain options, India will get only one variant, the EV400, with 3 trim levels to choose from: the S, SE and the HSE.
Speaking of the motor and its performance, you get 2 electric motors, one at each end of the axle, powering all 4 wheels. Torque is rated at 696 Newton meters. That comes in at that.
It comes equipped with a 90 kWh battery pack that sits on the floor. Jaguar says this battery can go 480 kilometers on a single charge on the WLTP cycle. The company will send you an AC wall charger with the I-PACE that charges the battery from 0 to 100% in 12.9 hours. Meanwhile, if your office or home is close to one of the 22 Jaguar showrooms across the country who have the fast chargers equipped, you could fast charge your I-PACE to 80% in under 40 minutes. I think it's time to bid farewell to range anxiety.
The precisely cut ducts in the front bumper channel air directly into the wheel wells and to cool down the battery. The battery pack is set in the floor of the I-PACE, giving it a 50-50 weight distribution and an extremely low center of gravity.
The car sits on adaptive air suspension. This clever system learns the way you drive and adjusts the suspension accordingly to give you the best experience possible. At speeds above 105 km an hour, the car lowers itself by 10 mm to reduce its drag coefficient. But remember, this still is an SUV, which means going off-road is one of its traits that it has to excel. Hence, the touch of a button raises the car to give you 230 mm of ground clearance, enough to clear any obstacle on those soft-roading adventures.
The elimination of an engine has made an extremely spacious cabin. For starters, you sit quite forward, almost at the front wheel, with tons of legroom on offer. The infotainment front comes equipped with the PV Pro display, while the driver gets an all-digital dash which is extremely readable and extremely informative. The seats are plush and feel extremely well built. But let's be honest, if you want to impress the missus, the back seat is that needs to be extremely comfortable. So to know about that, we need to hop in the back. The movement of the front seats has resulted in a lot of legroom at the back. I am 6'1" and I feel extremely comfortable in here. You have loads of headroom on offer even at the back, and if you look up, you have an extremely massive sunroof that extends to the end of the roofline, giving you an ultimate view of the sky.
Space is something the I-PACE isn't shy of. You get storage in the doors, under the seat and the driver's armrest. The boot space with the seats up is 656 litres and extends to 1453 litres with the seats down. The frunk also gets decent storage, enough for a weekend's clothes.
The I-PACE will be sold in 3 trim levels: the S, SE and HSE. What you see here is the S variant paired with 19-inch rims as standard. 19-inch rims come on all 3 variants. It's nice to see European manufacturers go all guns blazing into the electric bandwagon, while the Indian manufacturers are still a tad bit hesitant. The Jaguar I-PACE will sit in the elite club of luxury SUVs alongside the Mercedes EQC, the upcoming Audi e-tron, and the Tesla Model X that we really hope comes to India. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, share it with your friends, comment your thoughts, and until next time, here's Glenton signing out. Cheers.